The FJ45V's one rare four-wheel drive. Alan Gray and his nephew Andrew Gray have accepted the challenge to bring this old girl back to life. How will Alan work alongside a mechanic 50 years his junior? Will they succeed in restoring this Land Cruiser, and all within budget?
Just don't lean on this thing too hard. It's sitting on a chunk of bluestone over here.
I see that. Somebody's pinched his wheel.
So you like it?
Like it. I love it. It's a national treasure, this. Not many come into the country, probably about 100. This is a good example of when you think it's 1961. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Pretty clean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Body-wise. So I guess you just volunteered your services, Uncle Alan?
Oh, it looks like it. Not hard to volunteer for a job like that, though.
Beautiful, glad to hear it. I know you're normally the expert, but I might even be able to teach you a thing or two.
Oh, you'd be scratching, boy.
I don't know, a few things have happened since they invented the horse and cart.
All right, we'll have a go at it.
Andrew is in fact Andrew Gray, the nephew of Alan.
I actually worked with Alan for a very short period of time, one school holidays, long before I started my apprenticeship, and that sort of cemented what I wanted to move on with later.
Years after working with Al, Andrew is now a successful mechanic in his own right.
So I've worked on oil tankers, oil rigs, mining equipment, earth moving equipment, a bit of everything.
Having inherited his love for old Toyotas, when Andrew stumbled upon this FJ45V gem, naturally the first person he thought of was his uncle.
Hopefully I'll be able to teach Alan a few more modern diagnostic methods. He's got some incredibly simple and very good ideas. But there are some probably easier and safer ways of going about it these days, and you never know, some of it might rub off.
Nobody, not even Toyota themselves, are sure of how many of the FJ45Vs were brought into the country, but all agree that it would have to be around the 100 mark. With this being imported 50 years ago in 1961, you can understand why it's so rare.
I noticed coming back on the tow track that it was turning heads already. People were looking at it. But when we've got it finished and it'll be a bit quieter and look nicer, I'm sure it'll be a winner, crowd pleaser. Well, listen, Hotshot, we've got to get this thing on the road. I'll try and turn it over.
Hang on a second. Maybe better check the oil first.
Yeah.
It's been sitting under a tree for a while. So.
Go on, drag it. You know where the dipstick is? It's a long, thin
there's one
thing.
sitting in the driver's seat. Yep.
Is it running yet? We've got to have a look at it.
We got a Phillips head screwdriver.
After making sure the old girl had spark, it was time to check the fuel.
Righto, you've got your fingers out the way.
Go for it, come on. Look, awful, don't describe it in front of women, but try that.
Oh, it smells like I should be painting with that.
Yeah,
Not trying to burn it.
So one way of telling if petrol's stale or not is whether it'll burn. I mean, if it gets in a car, it's got to burn, isn't it? So we tried. There's a little bit I put in an old piston here. And that's the stale petrol. Look, you're lucky to get it going. It'll burn after a while if you heat it up, but only just. This is fresh petrol, straight away, no mucking about.
With fresh fuel in the tank, will the engine turn over
If this
now?
goes, that's brilliant. Oh, that goes. Hey, go. Don't worry about it. Come on now.
You beauty.
So what do you reckon? It's running, sounds okay.
Sounds very promising.
We've got ourselves a bit of a big project here. Are you up for it?
Too right, I am.
Okay, let's go a bit further into it.
Beautiful.
On the next episode of Ask Alan the Project, Alan and Andrew conduct a thorough inspection of the FJ45V and estimate what this project's going to cost.
Sure we haven't set the joint on fire?